Today we're going to talk a little bit about leadership at Cape Fear Community College, and specifically, who is Jim Morton, the president of Cape Fear. I'm going to be quoting quite a bit of material from this article, which is Disquiet at Cape Fear. It was published by the Assembly. It was written by Pam Kelly in February of 2022. It's quite an extensive article, and I highly recommend, if you haven't had a chance to look at it, that you take a look. It's a long article. It is a 19-page article, and I believe Ms. Kelly spent about 2 years researching this article. So who is Jim Morton? Jim Morton, in an interview, said that he started out in banking. He actually called himself a repo man. He said that he repossessed cars. At one point, he moved to the New Hanover County Airport, where he was the director of finance. In 2015, the director of the airport wanted to move him into marketing because he had a degree in marketing. He did not have a degree in finance. He did not have a CPA, which was what was needed for that position. Mr. Morton was apparently unhappy with this move into the marketing department, but one thing he did have was some friends on the board of trustees at Cape Fear Community College. So later in 2015, under pressure, reportedly, according to this article, from several members of the board of trustees, Amanda Lee, who was the president of the college at that time, appointed Mr. Morton as the VP of Business and Finance. Now, this is notable because this is a position that usually requires a CPA and a certain level of experience in academia. Mr. Morton had neither of these. In July of 2015, the position of Vice President of Business and Finance was stripped of its CPA requirements, and Jim Morton was placed in the position. After 1 year at the college, a position was created, the position of Executive Vice President, and Mr. Morton was placed in the role. It's been reported that when Mr. Morton took over the role of Executive Vice President, between the years of 2016 and 2017, Amanda Lee, the current president, was stripped of more and more duties, and that near the end of her tenure, Jim Morton was actually reporting to the board during board meetings, and Amanda Lee seemed to be out. In the fall of 2017, Amanda Lee, the president of the college at the time, was, we believe, pressured or encouraged to resign from her position as president. And at that point, Jim Morton became the interim president of Cape Fear Community College. In March of 2018, the board met and stripped the job description of the president of the community college, removing requirements that would include a doctoral degree and at least 10 years of experience in various areas of academia. Then the board went into closed session, and despite the objections of several factions, including a sizable number of faculty members who showed up to protest this action, the board appointed Jim Morton the president of the college. This was an unprecedented move among the board of trustees. Not only did they strip out certain requirements for the position, they also failed to do a search for any other qualified candidates. Kelly recounts an interview that she did with John Molina, who was a trustee on the Cape Fear board at the time of Morton's appointment. He said, and I quote, "There was a faction on the board that wanted him, and it was no more difficult than that. They wanted him, and that was it." After the appointment of Jim Morton as the president of the college, the Wilmington Star-News called the decision by the board a, quote, dereliction of duty. So after we talked about all these facts, the big question is, who is Jim Morton, and why, not once, not twice, but 3 times did the board change job descriptions and continue to promote Mr. Morton until he eventually became the president of the college? We'll examine some possible reasons in later videos to come.